So I'm doing my usual warm-up with the actual exercise I'm going to be doing. I do some other exercises to stretch off and get the muscles moving, but I really like just to keep it with what I'm actually going to do, get the specific muscles in the exercise involved. I'm trying to take a little pause at the bottom of each of these squats just to kind of stretch the muscle and get a little bit lower into the position each time, just so I get comfortable with it. I always feel really stiff at the start of a workout, and the warm-ups I find make a big difference to just get into that sort of movement pattern and feel comfortable with it. Everything as I go down here, I feel it in my knees, my back, my shoulders. It's a horrible feeling until I start to get warmed up. Also, just getting in under the bar can be a bit awkward as well until I get all the sort of blood flowing through the muscles a bit. So in between this, I'll do other exercises like high pulls for shoulders to get my back warmed up a little bit as well and the shoulders moving better. Each time, obviously, I'm increasing the weight, but I'm just concentrating on trying to get a smooth motor pattern movement and get that little bit of depth at the bottom so that I feel everything stretching and ready for the heavier weights when I begin to put them on. It's a really simple workout that I'm doing today. I'm really just going to do sort of 3 working sets, 2 sets of 3 reps, and then the last set will be for a maximum amount of reps, which I'm hoping to get about 8, which would be a new PR today. So 100 kilos is my kind of point at which, when I'm warming up with either squats or deadlift, when I reach the 100 kilo mark, now is when I start to think about using a belt, just to give a bit of midsection support and help with that stability. I can lift heavier without it, sometimes do, but I just like to have it on. I'm always sort of a big fan of using whatever I can to help me feel stable and safe under the bar. And the belt makes such a big difference to me. So you see here, I'm still using 100 kilos, the same as last time. I've just put the belt on so that I start to get used to it as I get into the heavier sets in a minute. I'm not doing many reps, it's just a warm-up. I don't want to tire myself out too much because I'm going for a rep PR today. So this is my first working set of 130 kilos. Just 3 reps, that's all I'm looking for. So really, my first working set, 130 kilos. It's not any major weight or anything, quite capable of doing this. Again, I'm just trying to let the weight push me down to stretch at the bottom so I can get into that lower position. So 147 kilos, again just looking for 3 reps. So this is my second working set, 147 kilos. Going up in not quite 20 kilo jumps, what is it, 17 kilos. And then it'll be a 20 kilo jump I think for the next one. You'll see also I've put knee wraps on. Again, it's like the belt, I like to put them on as I start to go up the weights. Not that I need it necessarily for this weight, but my knees do have a lot of problems and stiffness, and I do feel that wearing wraps just gives them that sense of security. And when I put the wraps on, I like to wrap them tighter each time. As the weight gets heavier, I wrap them a little bit tighter. And I concentrate just around the knee itself. I start just below the kneecap, work just above it, and then over the top of it again. I don't go way down the calf or way up the thigh or anything. I just concentrate to try and keep that support where I need it, which is around the knee joint itself for me. And as I say, I feel wraps make me feel so much more secure. I'm much happier squatting with them than without them. So 167.5 kilos, that 0.5 being all important. I'm looking for 8 reps. So this is my top set. 167.5 kilos. And I'm looking for 8 reps here, which will be a rep PR with this weight for me this year. I have done more weight for more reps in the past, but I've been rebuilding my strength again after taking a little bit of time off. I'm trying to concentrate on depth here. It doesn't always look it from this angle. It feels deep enough when I'm doing it, and that's really good enough for me. Gets a bit wobbly here and there. Got to reset at the top. But did it. 8 reps. Very happy with that. And then the assistance exercise, sissy squats. I really like this movement. Puts a lot of pressure on the lower part of my quads. I get a fantastic sort of feeling from it, a good pump as well. I feel it helps overall with the sort of strength around the knee and help keeping things stable. Really worried about my knees as I get older, as I have had a lot of problems with them in the past. So 60 kilos, looking for about 8 reps, 5 to 8 please. So having done just 3 sets of the sissy squats, I'm now doing 5 sets of 8 reps as my target for overhead press. This is the kind of muscle building part of my shoulder routine. I'll do the strength exercises or the strength sets on another day. Same way I did with legs. Today is all about the sort of heavier weight for the legs, and then on another day I'll do 5 sets of 8 or something just for squats. But today is overhead press. So I'm just basically, as I say, trying to get those 5 sets of 8 reps. It's quite tough. I'm using a weight that I can get 8 with for the first 2 or 3 sets relatively easily, probably RPE 7 or 8. But then as it gets down to the last couple of sets, it's somewhere about RPE 8 or 9, sometimes even a full on 10. So although the weight is lighter than on my strength days, I'm keeping the reps higher. I'm still working hard. It's not an easy workout by any means. But it is relatively short and sweet. 2 leg exercises for legs, 1 for shoulders, and that's pretty much me done for the day. That's me done.